Health is not the absence of disease, but it is the presence of well-being. Health is a state of well-being that extends far beyond the mere absence of disease. Disease is a state of abnormal functioning, while health is a broader state of well-being that encompasses physical, mental, and social factors, extending far beyond just the absence of disease. Well-being is a state of flourishing, thriving, and emphasises a positive state of being, beyond the absence of disease, encompassing quality of life, social well-being, and the ability to contribute to the world with a sense of meaning and purpose. Well-being provides a positive foundation for individuals to navigate daily challenges, to achieve their full potential, whatever the state of their body functioning. Imagine an opportunity for personal empowerment and growth through sailing on an Oceans of Hope sailing yacht. Oceans of Hope aim to broaden the horizons and to empower those with MS to conquer their individual challenges through sailing, inspiring them to realise that they still have potential to achieve great things, changing the mindset from disability to ability.
My name is Mikkel Anton. I'm a medical doctor and also the founder of Oceans of Hope back in 2013. I was working at the University Hospital in Copenhagen, specialized in multiple sclerosis, MS. And I saw how this disease coming out of nowhere can just take away the self-confidence and the belief in yourself and the belief in the future of people, which is very devastating to see. So I had for some time had the idea that I wanted to do something different. So inspired by a man who had built his own boat to sail around the world, but now his dreams were scattered due to MS, it burst out of me that you have to go sailing again. And that's when I realized I'm going to sail around the world with a crew of people living with MS.
Okay, so I was diagnosed in 1998. I had had some symptoms previously in 1989, but I did one lot of tests and it was inconclusive. And then all my symptoms went away and I had 9 years of being absolutely fine. I was always very, very sporty. I've always been into tennis, squash, badminton. I did sail as a child because my parents had a boat when we lived out in Hong Kong. So everything was very sporty, and the reason why I was worried about what was wrong with me was when I was playing tennis, and I'd get to like the final set of a match because I used to play for a team, and my leg, it was just like I was leaving my leg on the baseline as I was trying to come in for a volley. So then I started having tests, and I had to have a range of tests. It takes a long time to be diagnosed. It's a very serious diagnosis, so they do have to do a variety of tests. So I felt like, I'm losing everything. I was grieving for my old body. It felt like I couldn't rely on my body. Your body's attacking itself with MS. You've got your myelin sheath has sclerosis, and it's because your body is attacking itself, and it's a horrible sensation to think that that's happening. So I did get quite low, really, but then I got into sailing again, and I thought, I could do this. I had a suspicion. I had a real suspicion, and ironically, when I was waiting in the waiting room to go in for my results, there was a chat magazine, something I never admit to reading normally. But I was reading it, and there was an article about a woman with MS, and I was looking at her symptoms, and I was thinking, this is all the same, dropped foot, tiredness, all that. And she had just come back from sailing with an organisation called Multiple Challenge, which was run by the MS Society in Britain. And I remember thinking, oh well, if I have got MS, at least I can go sailing.
Mijn naam is Rolien Hilbrands en ik kom uit Nederland. Ik zeil nu al heel wat jaren met Oceans of Hope UK en Oceans of Hope Denmark. Ik ben voor het eerst Oceans of Hope tegengekomen in een tijdschrift van de MS-vereniging in Nederland. En daar was een interview met Peter Bos, die zijn eerste ervaringen vertelde over zeilen. Ik was op zoek naar een nieuw doel in mijn leven. Dat gebeurt er dan. Dat is de emoties van Oceans of Hope. Ik moet even slikken en dan is het weg en dan kan ik door. Oceans of Hope heeft me zoveel gebracht. Al zoveel nieuwe energie, zoveel blijdschap, vrienden. Het is een familie, een internationale familie. Het is goed voor mijn Engels. En het is zo fijn dat je een nieuwe hobby hebt met mensen allemaal met MS. Je hoeft niks uit te leggen. Als je pijn hebt, heb je pijn en iedereen snapt het. Je hoeft het niet te vertellen. En als je hulp nodig hebt, vraag je het. En als je mensen staan voor je klaar. Staan voor je klaar. Ik zeil nu al vanaf tussen 2018 en tot nu. Ik heb al, dit was mijn 16e trip hier vandaag, die we net geëindigd hebben hier in Schotland. Fantastisch land om te zeilen. En ik heb door de jaren heen dat ik nu zeil met Oceans of Hope mij cursus gehaald. Ik ben de rechterhand van de schipper. Ik ben first mate geweest een paar keer en dit keer was het helemaal weer fijn, first mate. En het voelde goed. Ik voelde mij weer compleet. Ik kan niet meer werken, ik ben afgekeurd en ik krijg nu weer een gevoel dat ik erbij hoor. En ja, ik gun iedereen dit. En ik kan bijna, probeer iedereen over te halen, omhoog te gaan. Van kom, ga het doen. Het brengt je zoveel, maar niet iedereen houdt van zeilen. Maar het is, het geeft je nieuwe energie. Het geeft je een doel om te trainen aan je lijf. Ik heb, sinds ik bij de Oceans of Hope ben, zoveel getraind dat ik heel mobiel ben gebleven en stabiel. Dus het geeft me energie. En als er geen reis staat in mijn agenda, dan ben ik heel verdrietig, want ik wil elke keer uitkijken naar de volgende reis. En de volgende reis is naar Denemarken.
From 2014 to 2015, over a period of 18 months, we actually circumnavigated this beautiful blue planet on this beautiful boat we're sitting on with a changing crew of people with MS, 100 altogether from 16 different countries. And that was, for me, an eye-opener how being on a boat together in this small mini society where everybody needs each other, where everybody needs to apply themselves, not compete but apply themselves, because the consequences of what we do are so potentially dangerous, it's so obvious. And there is a need of everybody, all the hands matter, that it could completely change the mindset of this, of being living with a disease like this, so that people, they sort of recaptured their identity and, well, got their life back. So ever since then, when I was 12 year, we're still sailing around on the mothership, and we also have the Oceans of Hope Challenge. We're taking hundreds of people, I assume already thousands of people with MS from all over the world out sailing. To me, MS is not just a neurological disease, it's an existential disease in the sense that And none of us knows what tomorrow brings. And out of nowhere, something can happen to us. All the things that we are actually not in control of, all the things that really matters are we not in control of, like disease, death, love. That's where we really need each other, because we are in control of the stories we make about ourselves, the narrative we have, who are we, and what we do, and how we do it, and that we do it together. So that is actually the essence of Oceans of Hope, that we do catch each other when we fall, not if we fall, because at some point during life, we will fall. And we all know that. And when we create a small community like on a boat, with trust and taking care of each other, that's when people, they stand up, they rise, and they give the best of us they have. On the contrary, if you have living in fear, you sort of withdraw yourself. So this is the opposite. So to me, it has been an eye-opener, also in understanding the essence and what is the most important in life, which is also why that we will keep on sailing. We'll be keeping on sailing with people with multiple sclerosis as crew. And we will also include other people with different challenges and different issues in their lives. That could be also young people newly diagnosed with serious diseases. Could also be young people just not thriving very well. We hear a lot about that. Because you have, as I said before, this little society where we have to take care of each other and apply ourselves to reach our goals. That's when we dare, that's when our dreams are lived out, and we dare throw the bowline and go out into the world, in nature, sailing around the world, just sailing around the waters. That's really life-affirming, so that the fear and the loneliness and maybe the shame of being caught with a disease like this, the despair, is released by a feeling of meaning. Yes, I am here now, and there is hope for me, there is oceans of hope. We're in this together.
Being told about Oceans of Hope, because I gradually decided to do more blue water sailing. So I did my qualifications, competent crew, day skipper, coastal skipper, and then I did some blue water sailing Australia to Papua New Guinea. And I just knew that I had to grab my chances. And one of the positive things, I would say, out of a major health diagnosis is you think, don't wait around, don't wait till you're retired, grab it, do it now. Any opportunity, see if you can do it. Okay, some things might not work out, but then some things will. And Oceans of Hope just came along at absolutely the right time for me. And I've been reading so much about circumnavigations, and then a friend of mine in my sailing club who also had MS said, "Oh, have you heard about this Oceans of Hope? It's a Danish project." I went, "No." He said, "Oh, I've signed up." And he said they're doing legs all around the world on this amazing 67-foot ex-Challenger boat. And I was like, yes, please, yes, please. And immediately I just phoned up and got an application. And then my leg was from Panama City to the Galapagos Islands, which you lose, quite a lot of people lose sympathy for you when you start saying how exotic places you've sailed to. But it was just absolutely amazing. And that gave me so much confidence after that. I literally couldn't believe I was doing it, that I was crossing the Pacific with Jens L. Andersen, and he's a Paralympic champion. He's sailed the Ostar race 3 times. I mean, and I'm getting personal tuition from him on the helm. And I can just remember like the beautiful evenings. We'd be doing like 15 knots quite easily on the boat. There'd be phosphorescence in the sea. And I just felt life's still for the taking. You know, life's still there. I can still challenge myself. I can meet lovely people who encourage me. I can encourage other people. I think over time, I've also wanted to carry it on, encourage new people. So whenever I hear someone's been newly diagnosed, I say, oh, well, look, I do this sailing. I mean, for some people, it's not for them, but for a lot of people, it is, and they'll give it a go. I think even if you just give it a go once, you know, then you can decide whether you like it or not. It was just, and meeting other people, you know, international people, so Danish people, Scottish people, English people, someone from South America, every leg, they tried to get someone with MS from that country to join the boat. So it's a real international project, which was just brilliant. And then from there onwards, once the Oceans of Hope UK was set up, then that meant I could sail more with them because there's so many different opportunities. So you can sail on like dinghy sailing, you can go to the Med and do a week on a flotilla. We've just been to Scotland this May, which for the second time, which is fantastic. So it just means there's a lot of variety. People who are in a wheelchair permanently, they can get on boats on the south coast and the Scott Barda boat. So it's really inclusive. You know, on the bigger boats, monohulls, you need to have a level of mobility. But for people who are in a wheelchair, there are boats that are specially adapted there. You can literally roll on, you can be at the helm, and it's just very, very freeing for people. And I think that's what I get most out of Oceans of Hope, a sense of freedom. Because if you're coastal sailing, the countryside comes to you. You know, you don't have to go to the countryside. And it's just the wind's in your hair. You have such a laugh with people because all these things happen on boats, which are just really funny. And, you know, you make friends for life. I mean, I've got such friends all around the world. I mean, I could just go and stay with Oceans of Hope people if I wanted to and just travel around the world. It's just been the most amazing, amazing adventure for me.